schedule says ship stopover, 1 person. Does that mean we're only welcoming 1 guest today?
Right here. Right now. Emerge. Unleash! Right here.
Look! That figure on the wharf! It looks like Kazuha!
Greetings, traveler in Paimon. I heard there would be guides for the Iridori Fest.
We didn't expect to see you either! Returning as a guest for the...
I was a little surprised myself when I received the invitation.
Kazuha, when we saw you in the distance just now...
Ah, yes. You see, when I came off the boat, I could tell they were not footsteps of a regular passenger, even though I didn't manage to catch a glimpse of them.
Oh, does the paper happen to have a poke?
Huh. Fascinating. It's almost hard to believe such things could happen. Sure, here it is.
Last time, Aoi no Okina's poem ended with... Story this time basically says that Akihito got his nick... Well, if Paimon were to rate today's story, it sounds pretty unfortunate.
I don't think there's anything particularly wrong with this story. I too was once wanted...
But according to the story, Akihito was exiled by the... Huh? Traveler, what are you thinking about?
Ah, by the way, you mentioned that you're in Liyue and Inazuma. There is a saying. While sailing at sea, I sometimes carve things to pass.
Wow, that's an idea.
Emerge. Right now. Obey! Right here. Emerge. Right here.
Albedo, we figured out a way to help Shin...
Interesting. A story of the stamped seal, huh? Indeed, it is an efficient solution. If we use a stamp, then Xingqiu won't have to struggle with his handwriting anymore. Since Xingqiu's signature has been previously revealed, but I have another idea. Using a seal...
Emerge. Right now. Right here. Unleash! Right now. Right here.
Yes, that's it, Jinyu. Your writing is greatly improved today, which means...
My apologies, but I simply can't do it anymore. My hands are so sore that I can't even move.
You just had a 10-minute break. Come on.
When it comes to pushing a deadline, there's no one more brutal than Mr.
No wonder Lady Yai would always send the editorial director.
Whoa, this is getting scary.
Mr. Hiroyama, we found a solution that in both Liyue and Inazuma, seals are widely used as the equivalent. Of course, a seal on its own is not enough. First, we'll use a personalized seal. We can simply, in addition, I'll also design a simple but elegant pattern that's easy for Chenyu to write.
Let me think. All right, I think that would work. Not only does it still involve the author's...
So, what you mean to say...
Mr. Hiroyama, it suddenly occurred to me that the reason we gave up on live book signings previously, but if we adopted Calx's proposed method, we might have, and if all the authors signed their books in the same fashion...
If you think it's feasible, I would certainly be happy to design.
Yes, and you may leave carving the stamps to me.
In that case, I shall contact the other two authors
It is a great honor to use a signature designed by Calx.
My pen name is quite complicated and isn't suitable for signing events.
Great! Looks like everyone's on board with the idea.
I'm sorry to have kept you busy for so long, Jinyu. Please, take the next few days to have a good... The books that Jinyu already signed can be used as special prizes in future events held by the...
We did it. The event is...
Thanks to everyone's efforts, Onodera and I are finally...
That's right! You're finally...
There has been so many lively young customers recently.
We still have some time to burn.
Traveler, there you are.
Oh, it's Ayaka! And Venti!
I was just going to the festival venue to prepare the Ikebana lesson. This bar just happened to be close by at the time. He informed me that you...
But the paper she found isn't quite the same.
Here's the paper. Please, have a look.
Huh. All the poems we found before were roughly the same.
And even though there are only 2 short sentences, neither of them are next to... The position of the right...
If we take the poem literally, it reads, "Speaking of which, I have an ancient text at home, specializing in..."
So, shall we give it a whirl?
Wow, look! It's really working! Let Paimon see what it says. Story says that after Sumizomi got the plagiarized words in the poem became...
You see, Paimon, in the past, when printing was not yet well developed, to ensure the text lasted longer, they'd either write using a special ink. Such special inks are time-consuming and laborious. However, since Akihito's poetry collection was an important gift to be presented to the... But as for the plagiarized poems, not only would they lack Akihito's seal, but the words would also react differently when exposed to liquid.
Which means Akihito didn't plagiarize...
Yes, it appears that this is the truth that Sumizo... Although the story is saddening, I've decided on the subjects to use for Akihito. Kazuha, Ayaka, would you be willing to...
I would be delighted.
Yes, as would...
There you go! The next 2 portraits should be...
Yes. And now that all 4 stories...
Long ago, Inazuma had 5 legendary poets. People bestowed upon them the title of the 5 Kasen.
One year, the poet Suiko made his way to Tenshukaku and presented the Kasen's work for the shogun's perusal. But a page from the works of Aoi no Okina had been torn out, and Suiko was questioned regarding the matter. Suiko pleaded guilty. He admitted to drinking at the tavern the night before, and vaguely recalled a mysterious figure approaching while he was intoxicated.
That figure was none other than Aoi no Okina himself. This turn of events had begun with an unnamed individual, under whose coercion, Aoi no Okina was forced to take drastic measures to retrieve a page of poetry. He knew nothing of this individual's true intentions. All he knew was that the poem had to do with an old acquaintance, Akahito.
Akahito had once belonged to the 5 Kasen. Each poem he composed, he marked with a scarlet red seal, hence the Aka in his name. Such a distinguished writer was he, and yet one of the poems he had submitted the previous year was found to be plagiarized. Akahito was exiled for his crimes, and only 4 of the 5 Kasen remained.
Sumizome went over Akihito's poems and noticed that the plagiarized poem lacked his seal. She immersed his poetry in a stream nearby, and only on the plagiarized poem did the ink run. Aoi no Okina passed by and witnessed Sumizome's doing, which he then recorded in a poem. Thus transpired the events of Suiko's poetry submission, and this is where the story comes to an end.
Yeah. Ever since we completed the story, one of the 5 Kasen is called It's just that... How could the story... Oh! Huh? Not noticed what?
What he means is that the story of Kuronushi was...
Huh?
That's right. The key lies in the poem that Aoi no Okina, an average person, could never understand the scene of a young girl. Even Aoi no Okina couldn't figure out the meaning behind Sumizome's actions. However, for the perpetrator who framed Akahito, he was worried that if this poem was seen by the Shogun, then the Shogun, so in desperation, he threatened Aoi no Okina.
Which means the one who threatened Aoi no Okina is the same person that... What?
That's right. Though there are only 4 poems, since the Shogun mentioned in the poems is certainly not the one of the 5 Kasen.
Oh, okay.
However, the story of the 5 Kasen has more or less which begs the question...
A Kuronushi?
Speaking of which, I wonder if our dear Kazuha...
Oh, right! Kazuha! Hey, Kazuha! Are you okay?
Apologies for making a wild assumption.
Yes. A few things did come to... I don't mind sharing the stories, but
Hey! We're all friends here, Kazuha.
Kaidehara, please forgive my assumption, but perhaps you were...
The riding Gokuden? What's...
It appears that Miss Kamisato and I were thinking, but it also has much to do with the Yashiro Commission. It would be improper to...
It's fine. Those of us here are all trustworthy, so there isn't an... However, this matter is somewhat complicated and maybe... As you all know, the Yashiro Commission's primary purpose is managed... The Raiden Gokuden were once the top 5 schools of the forging art in Inazuma. Unfortunately, of the 5, only the Aminoma art still maintain... The descendants of the Ishin art are none other than the...
Whoa! We knew Kazuha came from a noble family, but we had no idea...
Yes, but that's all part of the past now. The Ishin art... My grandfather was dissatisfied with my great-grandfather's lack of effort when he was young, and in my generation, our last remaining family prop...
I heard my elder brother mention that the decline of the Raiden Gokuden happened very rapidly. Later, there was speculation that all of these misfortunes... However, since not every family of the Raiden Gokuden came to ruin...
Indeed. I've also however, I know that a major incident happened to my great... Not only did it affect the Kaedahara clan, but it nearly jeopardized the Kamis... After reading the story of the 5 Kasen, I can't help but...
What exactly happened to your great-grandfather?
I still can't say. I will tell you everything I know.
Emerge. Right now.